let's make our prediction in our own hearts, and then after the match, we see whether it was true to your heart or not.
So next week, what? In my heart, I said this. You want to say that? In my heart, it was correct. Then it's like, bro, how do you know whether it's your heart? You never say anything to me, so how I know?
Integrity, bro. Integrity.
What integrity in my heart?
It cannot be verbalized out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Futbol Kaki. I am your host, Elder, and I am joined by my fellow Kaki bro, Paul. Paul, how you doing, bro?
Doing well, bro. I mean, feeling a bit off from under the weather, but I'm not sick. It's just like, I don't feel like I'm 100%. Yeah, but I think it's normal because the weather has been erratic, right?
But speaking of like erratic, right? Like, I don't know whether you know, right? You know there was flash floods again at King's Road?
Bro, all the times, yeah. I think Singapore itself, right, is like undergoing through periods of flash flooding.
I have this thing, right? Like, flash flood is one thing, period of flash flood. But it's always that the Upper Bukit Timah Kings Road near Danyan Road always got this problem, man.
You know why not? I think because they have been doing so much digging, right? And then they're doing all the MRT lines, all this, so that all this water have to go somewhere, and they have to divert it out of like those places where it's like where MRTs are being built,
Yeah.
So I think like certain areas the water all diverts to like maybe example like Kings Road, but I think it's quite it's a global. I think the global warming has changed so much, especially Singapore, right? Don't you think?
Then I have this question, right? Like just diving into this Kings Road thing, right? If you were in this scenario, right, whereby you had to do two things, you had a car and you were driving down Kings Road in a flood, or will you swim out?
Wait, depends on in the manner which the flooding occurs.
Okay, so
am I in the car and then it starts to flood, or am I?
You are in the car and it's already flooded. So basically, like let's say for example, you're driving a normal sedan, right? It's the water's about door height, going to the window, right? But if you open the door, you cannot open the door due to the water. You have to climb, but the thing is that you cannot move your car because your car's stuck. So will you sit there or will you swim out?
But if I swim out, right, then my car, I just leave the car there.
You leave the car there because your car you cannot do anything already.
Wait, just to tell me, this King's Road is the KAP there, right?
King's Road? No, that's not King's Road. King's Road is
Isn't it the KAP there?
No. That's King Albert Park.
This King's Road is where again?
King's Road is
Bukit Timah, right?
Upper Bukit Timah. It is.
Damn. Yeah, it's like almost stomach level water.
Near Semax.
Okay. So it depends. It depends on whether I'm in a rush or not.
Yeah, it's like
if I'm not right, I'll just try to divert, reroute.
It's like going like maybe it's kind of near towards Semax, going towards Coronation and Danyan Road there. Danyan Road. So yeah. So what was the answer?
Depends on in the matter whether I'm in a hurry or not lah.
Then what if you're wearing nice clothes?
Then I'll just stay in the car, bro.
But the water gonna go in.
Bro, in no manner, I should be swimming out. It should be my last option.
So you're gonna sit in the car for like that 1-2 hours until the flood's clear.
If I have to abandon my car, then no way I'm gonna swim out, bro. Unless you're saying like it's really like a life or death situation, right? Then then I have to leave my car somewhere. And then if you swim out, right, then your car is just gonna be there, bro. Then how?
But what if the water is like brown and dirty?
Just leave it there. But the water won't come inside the car, right?
Bro, it's window height. If it goes past a certain point in the window, the water will still leak anyway because there's holes at the side, right?
Then I think just avoid King's Road.
But you already go through there already. But we're talking about this, right? It's because I have thought about this in a scenario whereby like what happens if I drive into a flash area that is just purely flash flooded?
Why don't you just drive through it and then repair the car? Since your option was already to repair the car.
Yeah, but the thing is I don't even know whether the insurance covers it or not.
Never mind. Get out of the flood first and talk.
Okay, so with that, right, like as you can see, this white shirt will not get into the water area because of the current scenario. However, I am wearing white because I have given up on predicting what the heck Man United are going to do anymore already. Because you win 3-0 against Bilbao, then you lose 4-3 against Brentford. So, Welcome to the Futbol Kaki. I'm your host Elder, and I'm joined by Paul, who is wearing a Man United shirt right now. We're both Man United fans, if you have not tuned in before. This week, we've got a lot of things that we want to talk about. Predominantly the Champions League semi-finals, the Europa League semi-finals, and the fact that Arsenal may not actually end up in second place. Because with the run-in that they have, right, there is a chance they probably may even not even make it to the Champions League.
Yeah, it's quite a realistic scenario.
It is a 100% realistic scenario. So we'll talk about that. And then to end off this week, we have our match of the week, which is Liverpool Arsenal.
Yeah, but I think pretty straightforward. I feel that is now that Liverpool wrapped up the title, right? They can just freely do what they want. Yeah, but we can talk about that later, lah.
All the joy of like basically sending Arsenal out of the Champions League.
And then having to do a guard of honor.
Yep. And having to do a guard of honor. And the fact that they literally could be facing an issue down the line also. Because let's not forget, Arsenal still got to play Newcastle.
Yep. And Newcastle is trying to force their way in, right? Into the top four. Correct. Yeah. So, yep.
So we shall see. But before we get into all of that, we still have our what's going on. So bro, what is your what's going on for this week? Bro,
what? I think we have touched on this like once or twice already. Yeah. But can I just share what's going on with Antony again? He has... Did you see his goal last night?
Yeah.
Bro, he turned into Iron Robin. It was like a stoppage time winner, you know.
Yeah.
And then just a few days before that, right, he scored a worldie against De Gea. He left foot shot, then he rebound right foot go in. And then De Gea even said like, when he trained with Antony, he's never scored against him using his right foot. But he did it in like the Europa Conference League, right?
Yep.
Yeah, UEFA Conference League. So I think it's a very good sign for Antony that he rejuvenated his career. And on top of that, his performances like that, right? Real Betis is only 4 points off top Champions League spot. So do you think like with this sudden red hot form, right, he can drive them into the Champions League?
Okay.
There's a chance.
I think there's a chance, right? Because my whole view on this Antony situation is that it's just a player that has found a league that is better for him. It suits him better because honestly, it's slower pace, it's more technical. Like the Spanish league is 100% more technical than the Premier League. Premier League is basically in basketball terms run and gun. But he's got that technical ability that we all know he has already. Right? Because he scored goals like that for Man United. Just that the thing is, they've come
very the consistency.
Yeah, it's very few and far between. So maybe he'll do like one worldie, maybe one in 10 games. 1 in 10 games, that type of thing. Whereas like the remaining 9 games, he'll shoot like just like shots that just are predominantly gonna hit somebody. There's a chance. And as a Man U fan, I mean, like we've said our piece about Antony before, right? Like I'm happy that he's doing well.
Yep. So that we can...
Yeah. I think like you agree, right? We don't hate Antony's because of his work ethic.
He's just not good to play for me.
He's just not good enough, like...
At the EPL level.
At the EPL level or the performances that he's put in, right? It's not worth the 80 million price tag that we pay for him.
Yep.
But as a player, he has that technical ability, we all know. It's just that maybe it just didn't come off at Man United as compared to how it does at Real Betis. Because I feel that maybe for him, there's no pressure at Betis.
Just like he can... in a way, like be himself, right?
Yes. Whereas like at United, it's like you're on spotlight 24/7 without fail. Like one example, right? It's like Garnacho. We have thought with the performance this season, right? Garnacho is a 30 goal assist player this year. No, right?
Yep.
Precisely.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, so I think it's a very good it's good to see that this Antony is doing well.
Yes.
And then if like he continues to maybe even push for top 4, right? Then maybe they will make his like deal permanent, you know?
No, I think the manager came out and said there's no way that Antony does not leave Real Betis. Like, there's no way Antony doesn't stay at Real Betis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's like, it's so obvious that they want to keep him.
Like, they want to keep him because honestly, I feel that it's a good fit. Like, it works very well together. They need a right winger and he's been producing for them in a way that he should have, that many of us hope he produced at Man United.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for us, I think that drives up the value of the player also.
Yeah. Fair. It's a fair shot.
Fair valuation. So I think it could happen, but they still got Atletico Bilbao to face up. So yeah, bro. I think It's a good shout.
Yeah, I think that's the pretty much the big story of the week lah.
I don't think he can do it on his own, but just that the thing is that he's found a team whereby he buys into the culture, and like people buy into his ability, which is a good thing lah. But moving on, let's talk about the EPL, because currently at this moment, right, with Liverpool already sealing the title, Champions League spots are up for grabs. Currently, at this current stage in time, the table is basically a 4-point gap between second and fifth. Nottingham Forest is 7 points out from the top four, but they do have a game in hand. So meaning that if Forest win their game in hand, right, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Nottingham Forest will have 63 points.
Yep.
And they are playing Crystal Palace. So Nottingham Forest by right against Crystal Palace should win this game. Could it be that Arsenal drops out second?
I told you this already, bro, last week. I don't know why they are not treating the EPL like seriously anymore. It could be the fact that they conceded the title to Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
But they cannot rule out the fact that they can be caught. You know, like, so furthermore, the weekend result, they lost to Bournemouth, right?
They lost to Bournemouth.
So it brings them in a very sticky situation where Man City can even take second place.
Yep.
And by extension, Newcastle and Chelsea.
Yep.
Considering that Newcastle has been in red hot form, even though they drew the weekend before. And essentially it's yet another crucial week for Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree.
In the Champions League. And the fact that they played their strong team against Bournemouth and they didn't win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they could have easily just won this game and then more or less like confirm their top 4 position, you know. But now it's that you throw everything back into contention, right? They may mathematically even drop out of the top 4.
Yes, because like their next few games is Liverpool, Everton, and Newcastle. So it's like it begs the question. Technically, no. Wait, sorry. Is Arsenal playing Liverpool, Newcastle, and then Southampton?
Yep.
So it begs the question, right? Technically, they could drop 6 points here.
Yeah, they only need to like lose 1 or 2 games, right? Then everything will be back in.
It's like if let's say, for example, they drop this. Let's just put this scenario lah. Let's say if Newcastle beats Arsenal, Newcastle gets 66. Provided that, of course, at the end of the day, the Arsenal doesn't lose their other games lah. So means that they don't lose to Liverpool lah. If they lose to Liverpool, right, and Newcastle beat Chelsea and they beat Arsenal, right, then it's a swing already. But then again, they still have to play Chelsea.
Yeah, so it's really a tough run for them now, considering that they're in quite a sticky situation. Let them go through the Champions League first, and then I think that's where they will see where their priorities lie. If they go to the final, right, then I think they will just like focus on the Champions League.
Yeah, I agree. Because currently, right, like the only teams in the top 6, right, they are not overlapping over one another during this like final few games, right, is Man City.
Yep.
So like,
and they are out of almost everything except the FA Cup. So correct. So it means that Man City, right, with the games that they actually have playing, they could actually have a swing where it's not a problem because they're gonna play Southampton, Bournemouth, and Fulham, which I think are easy games for them. And they can finish second, right?
Yes, correct.
It's like you saw the Don Robbie thing, right? They say they rather finish third now. Now they say they rather finish third.
Nonsense,
because they don't want to get insulted. That they want to get make fun of that. They finish second like 3 seasons in a row.
It's like basically like when the goal doesn't suit you, you shift the goalpost.
Yeah, you change the narrative to suit you, right?
It's nonsense lah. Like to me, like every time I see all this type of things, right, it's like, so what? So the excuse is what? Initially, it's about because too many players injured. Then you lose to Bournemouth. Then now you're telling me that you're okay with finishing third.
When you
should have finished second.
You should be closer lah. Like they call it a title fight, but they are gonna end up like 20 points off the lead.
Bro, they were 5 points within Liverpool.
Yeah, at their closest point, right? Yeah.
At their closest point, and then it ended up being a 13-point gap.
15.
And it never and after that it never closed.
15 point now, yeah.
So it's like what's the point? So do you want to make a prediction of who you think is going to get top 4? You want to wait until like the towards the end?
Bro, every week our prediction change, so that's not.
That's precisely the point. So that's why it's like high entertainment value.
No, but you have to keep it a mystery, ma. Like if you keep doing it, our prediction will run dry on.
Fair point.
Yeah, fair point.
But there is the rhetoric that it could happen that Arsenal
Oh,
could
for sure,
literally
bro.
drop out.
For sure.
Drop out, right? It's
I'm
a
not surprised
possibility.
if they really do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So, Arsenal fans, you imagine this scenario. You neglected the Premier League for the Champions League.
And now you are in a deficit.
Yes, and if PSG knocks you out and you're in a deficit for the
you
Premier
got nothing
League,
to hold on to.
you got nothing to hold on to. You may even be playing in the Europa League, a tournament which one of your friends said that the strength of competition is not there anymore because there's nobody from the Champions League going down to the Europa League.
If they do it, then they'll be the Champions League semi-finalists to go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see lah. I think Wednesday will be a interesting thing to see.
Yeah.
PSG Arsenal.
Correct. All right. So with that from the EPL, we move over to the European games because the Champions League is down to its final stages. Currently, at its current predicament, right? PSG lead Arsenal 1-0. Going to the Parc des Princes, right?
Parc des Princes.
Parc des Princes, right? I always forget. I always think
Bro, you know something or not?
France.
We predicted Arsenal to win, right?
Yeah.
And they lost. So let's stop predicting, bro.
Yeah, I'm just not do anything.
It's
right?
like the football Kaki curse.
But it's like you remember football crazy, right?
Yeah.
They had the random predictor that they got it wrong every week.
Yeah, every week this wrong.
Every week is just wrong. I think it was like 18 weeks and they got it wrong. All right, but side note, Inter versus Barcelona became more entertaining because the final score was 3-3. Yeah.
Bro, this Inter should have scored more. There's so many chances, and then do you see the finish by Marcus Thuram? Bro, it was a good goal. But when you don't take chances like that, I feel.
But I don't know. It's stats wise, right? It's 19 shots, 9 on target for Barca, 7-3 for Inter. 7 shots, 3 on target.
As in, they did well to score too early.
Yeah.
Like 2 goals early. Then Inter being Inter, they should have shored up really, I feel. They let them in the back their game too easily. But it was a good thing that it was at the new camp. So at least now you're going back to Milan,
San
right?
Siro.
Yeah.
You're going back to San Siro. But I mean,
but the only thing is there's no away goal rule. So if there was an away goal rule, right, bro, there will be a 0-0 Inter qualify, that kind.
Correct. So it's now it's like more or less, I think the teams that we think are likely going to go into the final, right, are just not happening. So I think right at this point, let's just keep quiet.
Let's just play. Let's see how it plays out. Yeah.
Let's just see how it plays out, right? But Barcelona, I think 72% possession is like, to me, it's like you're giving it. It's like if you're Inter, you're just giving it to them already.
Right.
I'm not an advocate for Park the Bus. But I'm also more or less like, as a team that if let's say you're the underdog, right, you shouldn't give up more than 60% possession.
But if you're like you said, if you're the underdog, you need to play to your strengths, ma.
Yeah,
if your strength isn't keeping the ball, then at least let's keep the shape,
So back down to PSG Arsenal.
Interesting game, bro. It will be very interesting. But let's see lah. Let's not make any random predictions.
Never mind. Everybody was miming the Declan Rice, the corner free kick.
Oh,
the one at the side there. Remember the old Ronaldo free kick, the one he scored right then? They're like, Rice can do it, then he just bollocks it, then be like.
He said he used up all his luck already, right?
He used up all his luck.
In the Real Madrid game.
In the Real Madrid game. So, do you want to make a prediction or you just want to keep quiet?
No. Let's not make any predictions, bro. If you predict like something, right, you the opposite thing will happen. Let's make our prediction in our own hearts, and then after the match, right, you see whether it was true to your heart or not.
So next week, what? In my heart, I said this. You want to say that? In my heart, it was correct. Then it's like, bro, how do you know what it is your heart? You never say anything to me, so how I know?
Integrity, bro. Integrity.
What integrity in my heart?
It cannot be verbalized out. That's all I can say. It's true. It's quite funny, bro. Every prediction we do all
in
wrong.
Our hearts. You know what prediction in your hearts?
You should make a silent prediction. You just like Tuesday night, you look at your phone, okay, you predict, then you go to sleep.
Oh my gosh. What a prediction. Never mind. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Moving on,
This
right?
one all the more we don't say anything, bro. Man United.
I don't know what to say.
No, we can talk about the game. I think we can talk about the 3-0. I think it's quite
Okay.
just a quick one.
I think like let's just go through that quick one, right? Like Bodo Glimt and Spurs, right? I think it was kind of obvious that it was going to be Spurs winning because Bodo Glimt, as good as they've been doing and they've knocked out Lazio, right? I do think that Spurs is still fundamentally overall a more talented and better football team.
Yeah. So they still got like players like Son or this, right?
Correct.
Son, Madison.
So like if you were to look at the semi-finals, right, I think Spurs would have probably been the sure one that should have gone through.
Yep.
It's more towards the Man United club and Athletic Bilbao or Athletic Club, right? Whereby I don't think many people thought United were going to end up with 3-0, and we ended up with 3-0. However, there was the controversy of the Garnacho handball, the controversy of the Højlund red card. So, like, I'm going to ask you, right, was it a red card?
To me, no lah, but if you follow the law book, right, then yes.
Because it's
a denial.
like,
you deny the guy a goal scoring opportunity.
Clear goal scoring opportunity. Yeah. Because I do think
if you don't pull him back, right, the Højlund tapped the ball in already.
Yeah, it's like if the ball is there, Højlund already tapped the ball in already. Is clearly a goal. Even if he, in Højlund fashion, he shoots straight at the goalkeeper and the keeper saves it, right?
But at least you're denying the chance, ma. You get what I mean?
Correct. I do think that overall, right, like that red card kind of put the game in our favor. And
that's why Onana didn't have to do much.
Yeah, and it didn't help with the fact that I think like Nico Williams was not fully fit, and like I remember they were showing like talking about it on like some other podcasts. They say that Athletic Club players were too excited to a point where they couldn't calm themselves down. So when they started attacking, right, in a thing where they should have passed the ball, they were just trying to shoot hard.
Yeah, they're just trying like to contain themselves, lah. But then, yeah.
So I mean, it's Man United. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, let's not say anything because the previous game we considered 4 at Old Trafford. So yeah,
not
4, bro.
Game.
We considered 4.
I thought you were referring to the Brentford game where we played away. If you're referring to the Leon game, yeah, which is people say is like United have considered 4 in a Europa League game before. So
it's not impossible. But let's see lah. Okay.
Yeah. I think you guys can see we are trying not to make any stupid predictions.
That's right. Like I say, a silent prediction, bro.
Silent prediction in your hearts. I've known you for a long time, right? That is the most random thing I've ever heard you say. I can't believe you said that.
Prediction in your heart, yeah.
In your heart, eh? Yeah. Okay, so down to this, Liverpool, Arsenal. Arsenal gotta win this. If they lose, right, it's like
but no point. Really, it really depends on. I feel really depends on the PSG game.
Yeah.
So if they make it to the final, then I think they will play a slightly weaker side to rest players.
But the final is not going. The final is going to be away or while.
Yeah, but you don't want to play 2 intense games back to back, ma.
Yeah, that's true.
You get what I mean? Like even though they are professionals and they should be able to do it, lah. Yeah, but it's also a good way for them to seal the top 4 by beating Liverpool. And just not to mention, Liverpool just lost to Chelsea.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's maybe Liverpool playing the 200 IQ game. Letting Chelsea catch them up.
It is true, right? But the Champions League final is 1st of June, so
yeah. Technically,
they got like 2 weeks. They've got to beat Arsenal, then they've got to beat Arsenal. They've got to do everything that they need to do to go and win this game. So,
but there's nothing for Liverpool to play for there. So I don't think there's a surprise if Arsenal wins.
Like technically, Liverpool can just play their kids or like the second team and
like try their new players or something.
Try the new players, right? And like the big news, I think, is more also because Trent is leaving, going to Real Madrid, which I think all of us saw was inevitable, lah. But I got one thing to say about that, lah. The right side of that Real Madrid team is like open season.
It's not going to be defend. It's
like the most zero defending team. Zero defending.
What's going to happen?
Right side. What?
He's going to get exposed a few times, right? And then they're just going to play Valverde there. Right? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
They're going to swap Valverde with Trent. So Trent will play midfield. Then
Trent play midfield, then Valverde right back. Yeah. But Valverde, right, you cannot play him at like right back. Like, bro, it's such a waste.
Bro, he's proven he can.
No, he's proven he can, but the thing is
he made an assist in the final playing right back.
I know. He's proven he can. But the thing is that it's a waste of his talent.
Yeah, it's a waste, but you need versatile players like that.
You cannot tell me that if you put Trent or Valverde in midfield, that Trent is better than Valverde in midfield.
But if your midfield is stacked, then you have the luxury to do that.
But Real Madrid don't. Real Madrid is void of
You got
leaders.
too many. If they buy Words,
What's not going mancity, meh?
or other Gula, either one.
Ada Gula might get sold. Luka Modric may not be there. So yeah, bro. Anything else? I think like we're just not gonna make any predictions.
Yeah,
Guys,
I'm
I'm
when
sorry.
you're in the middle of a semi-final tie, right? I think let's not make predictions.
Yeah.
The ball is wrong.
It's not only that. It's the fact that it's like Arsenal, Liverpool, right? And according to Paul, right, you make the prediction in your heart. Then you see whether it's true or not the following week.
It's a bit of a what do I say? Like I would say I would say mundane end to the season. It's like because everything has been settled already. Most of the things are settled. Yeah.
I feel that it's like it's not what everybody's used to for the past 4 years.
Yeah, everyone is like go down to the last
Go
game.
down to the this year is like, oh, the title's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, the title is decided since like what, November, December.
Yeah. Arsenal,
So, yeah,
you had a 5 point gap.
nothing else from me.
It was a 5 point gap, right? And they were talking hypotheticals, then it became 13 points out of nowhere.
Yep.
So yeah, bro. Okay, you anything else to add?
No, bro, let's call it, man.
All right, so that is it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki. All right, so that is it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Podcast Network. Now, for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you, and we hope that you continue to watch our other shows, which of course are the Kopi Bros. Every Monday we come together and talk about fun and trivial topics. We've got some interviews lined up regarding real estate, and then if you do like game shows, we do have the SG Draft Podcast every Friday, where we come together and draft about different topics and have fun while we do it. You, as fans, of course, can go and vote for your favorite teams on Instagram stories. So go over and vote every Friday when the episode airs at 12 p.m. So with that, bro, you got anything else to add?
No, brother. I think Champions League final, semi-finals. Then after
Yes.
we're on to the final. Then we are done.
Correct. So thank you, everybody. Have a great week ahead. Enjoy football. Enjoy the Champions League. Enjoy the Europa League. And see you soon. Bye-bye.